let me say it, for everyone who is intending to enter into a marital relationship or whatever serious relationship, the past is relevant.
Very
you got
relevant.
to know where he or she is coming from, because those are the things that will form the basis for every action you're going to be seeing. And that is why when people behave, I said no, there's a reason for everything. Every action, there's a reason. Whether if it's infidelity or whatever it is, you need to ask questions. So you make people believe once you are no longer married, you can't serve God. Are you God? God will still want us to be here to do what he has created us for. Like he said in Isaiah, he said, I created the people for my purpose, for myself, to show my praise. God is not interested in you dying before time. You know, when we talk about recovery, you're not going to forget that, but you are able to pull yourself away from the pain.
You are able to pull yourself away from the pain.
So when you remember that thing, you are no longer hurting. Then you say you have recovered. An Igbo chief married a young
Mazio Keke
decided to go out with this Gen Z girl, this small girl, and the girl was rubbing his head and calling him baby, or say Amua. Hey ho chief, you are rubbing
a whole red cap.
In short, that was what happened. And the man was, and I was like, you've come down to her level. She's gonna play with you at her level. Number one, they must reflect.
The reflection.
How did I get here?
Okay.
What and what did I do? You know, you must reflect. Like I said, I'll say you audit your life. You need to check.
Auditing
How did
yourself.
I get here? You must reflect. Then you must set boundaries, clear boundaries. Clear boundaries.
Reflection, setting clear boundaries.
Then you must allow trust to rebuild gradually. You have a lot of things you have bottled up. You need to empty your bag. We all have this invisible bag. We've been carrying.
We all have this invisible bag.
Yes, we've been carrying from childhood.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be looking at the topic of healing. We all go through a lot in life, and at some point in life we've experienced hurt, either directly or indirectly, from those we love and those we don't know, who don't know us, and people who just hold resentment towards us. But there's a particular type of healing I want us to delve into today. We're going to be looking at today, and it borders on healing from a toxic relationship or healing after a toxic relationship. Whatever the toxic relationship or relationship you choose to define as toxic, it might be marital, it might be family, it might be in your sociocultural group. And to deal with that with us today on the show is our one and only Abiola Ogbu. Welcome again to the Valve this morning. Today we are going to, how will I say it? We're going to be opening that valve. We are going to let it loose and open it and pour out as much as possible. We're not holding back anything. All right. So welcome to the show today.
Thank you once again.
And I can see you're wearing True Love.
Oh yeah.
True Love.
True love.
It's because we want to experience true love. I mean, how will I say it?
How do you experience
true love?
Yeah, we'll be talking about that.
Especially when you've been dealt some heavy blow of toxicity.
Been served breakfast.
Serious
lunch
breakfast.
and dinner.
Serious breakfast.
Yeah.
How would you define what a toxic relationship is to begin with?
Yes. I want to put it in a way that everybody will understand.
Okay.
So when you talk about a toxic relationship, it's a relationship where there is consistent emotional harm.
A relationship where there is consistent emotional harm. Okay.
Manipulation, disrespect, or where you lack support. It's a situation where a partner's behavior affects the well-being of the other. That is toxic.
Okay, so does it mean toxic relationship happens alone within couples? I mean, what about families, normal casual friends, business partners, colleagues, at work, office?
It happens across board. It's not related to marriage alone. It can be among friends. It can be even among colleagues. Once a relationship where you are being manipulated is toxic. Where you don't get enough support is toxic. The person who is applying divide and rule is gaining something, right?
Definitely.
What about those who are victim of the divide and rule?
And you know, they will say, they usually will say, keep them. I mean, I've worked in offices where, you know, a superior would deliberately like the idea of having well, don't you guys, when they are quarreling, instead of
making peace,
bringing everybody together, keeping everybody going, keeping the vibe going together, everybody working together.
Yeah.
Well, you see him, A will come and complain. You say, oh yeah, don't worry. Whatever he does, come and tell me. B will come. And that's what they do.
He's thriving in their conflict. It's a style. But when you bring it down to relationship, it's toxic.
And what I'm saying is that some of these people, especially if such a person is watching right now, may not accept or agree with you to say, it's toxic.
Yeah, they may not believe, but that is what it is.
It is. So it's to all the bosses, all your guys out there, and all the
who are manipulating
their
You're not giving enough support. Yes.
Rather you pitch them against each other so that they will all come and be meeting you independently and be reporting each other as a strategy. I mean, I've seen it happen very well.
It's a strategy, but it's really toxic.
All right, so looking at the workplace, for instance, where we know that, you are under payroll, salary is being paid. You can't decide to just say you want to walk away, except you got things going on already for you.
For yourself.
Knowing fully well that this relationship is harmful and toxic. Why? I mean, I'm trying to understand, why do the mind of those who still remain, why do they remain there? Knowing fully well that this is not healthy for me.
Yeah, so many factors. One of the major reasons is the fear of loneliness.
The fear of loneliness.
So if I walk out of this relationship now, how soon am I going to get another
relationship?
Or the fear of starting all over again. That fear is there. And then sometimes there's emotional attachment.
Emotional attachment.
Emotional attachment. And also the hope that the person will change. The other partner,
hope that person will change.
And one other thing is low self-esteem. A lot of people just feel they are not enough by themselves.
A lot of people feel that they are not enough
by themselves.
So they need somebody.
So I've seen a situation where someone is saying, the guy, they abuse me, but he's paying my bills. I got to endure. I don't know who will come next. You know, that kind of thing.
If that one go, they abuse me without even paying the bills.
But this one, they pay bills. Let me endure. So a lot of people stay in abusive. I would say abusive, because when you say toxic, it's abuse. Yes. So people stay back because of these reasons. Fear of loneliness, fear of, how do I start again? Or emotional attachment.
What do you think, where does that stem from? Is it a foundational thing, like maybe in the family where the child or the person was born, growing up, he or she experienced, there was some sort of insecurity or hunger for attaching to people? What in the cause, basically?
Just like we said, low self-esteem. Once you have a mindset that you're never enough by yourself, you fall victim.
So does it mean it's on the parents or as parents bringing up children, it's on them to teach the children to be very self-reliant and dependent, or what? Any clarity?
Yes, sometimes in parenting, a lot of parents do a lot of harm to their kids, all in the name of protecting them.
Okay.
You know, we parent, but sometimes we don't know where to draw the line and deparent. Where you allow a child to be independent minded, in quotes, where they can take decision, where they can say no, where they can say yes without fear of somebody will say why.
Is there a particular age that that must happen? Like, is there a particular age where you feel, a child should be mature enough to say no or yes?
You see, like
decision making, basically.
Decision making for a kid. You know, growing up, a lot of children, different child with different temperaments. There are kids that, even nursing kids that are still sucking, when they are hungry, they will not even cry. It will take the mother to know that this kid has not eaten and is due to eat. There are some other children that will start crying to show that I'm hungry. There are some that will not cry. It will take you, the parents, the mother, to know that this child has not eaten in some hours and he should eat. They grow up with such attitude. And for a parent who is not sensitive, I just think, he's not crying now, the child is okay. The child may not be okay, but maybe that is just his own way of expressing So everybody comes with their attitude from childhood. You just see it growing. So if certain negative attitude are not corrected or put in place, they grow up into adulthood and becomes what you see them manifest, like what we have a midlife crisis. People are, and you say, where did he get this from? It started from cradle.
It's been there.
So you must teach a child to see you are more than enough. Last month we are at St. Anne's College, Ibadan, for a program, for an NGO program. And I remember the project coordinator was playing with the girls. How many of you want to be the president's wife? Everybody, me. Who wants to be the governor's wife? Me. Then a girl of 12, very short in stature, said, why do I want to be the governor's wife if I can be the governor?
Wow.
And I said, it's a mindset.
Wow.
And that took me off my ear. I said, yes, that is the mindset.
Why should I settle for being the governor's wife? Why can't I be the governor?
You see it?
Yeah.
So I can imagine what she has been hearing from home. That is what is forming that mindset she's having. So, and sometimes parents cannot give what they don't have. If you have a parent who grew up with low self-esteem, automatically is going to reproduce similar thing among children. So kids must be trained to know that, see, I'm enough. Even when I fail, I do not fail. I only fail in exam. You know, you build all those emotional things in them, and then they grow up feeling that, see, I'm enough. I'm capable. I don't need anybody's validation.
They don't need external validation.
You don't need external validation. Once I can say I'm okay, I think it starts from where they are raising us.
All right, moving to the next question here. It says, what emotional scars do toxic relationship leave? Like, okay, someone who's just coming out of that abusive, toxic relationship, what are the example of scars will the person, that experience leave on the person's mind, you know, coming out of it? What kind of scars?
Lack of confidence.
With examples, okay.
Lack of confidence.
Okay.
Lack of confidence, and then lack of trust. You see such people find it difficult to trust people again. Even when they have been victim of toxic relationship, where they've been battered, abused, now a gentleman, let me say for a female now, a good man, gentleman is coming. Except if the lady or the male, because it's both ways. Men too go through toxic relationship and they don't talk because of the fear of, you be man now. How can you be going through this? So a lot of men are going through it, but they are just rubbing it in. So for such a person, it's going to loss of confidence and trust and feeling of anxiety, the fear of the unknown. I know I had a couple that was in session with me. After a while, they ended up divorcing. The guy just came in, he said, Ma, I'm even scared of falling in love again. Wow. Will she become another my ex? I said no. So we had a therapy. So the fear of anxiety, that's feeling of anxiety. Then sadness is one of the scars. And then sometimes you have this emotional exhaustion. They don't even know how to put their emotion in control again. They can't even get track of what is happening to them. So it leaves this track. And also trauma. That trauma.
PTSD. Basically.
Oh, mine. A lot. So those are the scars. So sometimes you see people, they say, but the guy is good. But she's finding it difficult to accept that he is good because she just might be seeing another of her ex or whoever abused her in that toxic relationship in this angel that is coming. So that's the sky lives. So that they lose confidence, they lose trust. They have feelings of anxiety, they have sadness and emotional exhaustion. Yeah.
Okay, now on the receiving end, the person coming, maybe assuming I'm the new person coming, how do you cope with someone who observing that, okay, this person has been through some form of emotional abuse or toxic relationship, you know, how can I better help manage that situation? Because what I'm saying is I've seen cases where not in relationship, but I think in a religious setting where I've had people say, look, come as you are. When we meet you, we don't care about your past. And me, I'm an advocate of, if you don't understand, maybe because I studied history anyway at some point.
If you don't understand the past, how are you going to help?
How can you help the person? How can you better evaluate whatever the person is trying to say? So because I've seen people call people and say, leave your past, put your past in the past. Yes, I'm putting it in the past, but I want you to understand me when I take certain actions and when I behave certain way, that look, this is where I'm coming from. Not that I don't want to be open-minded or relate with you freely, or I don't want to be in how will I call it? I don't want to, tag along or cruise along.
Yeah.
But I'm just guiding, protecting my heart, because once bitten, twice shy. I can't go through what
I went through.
So I see that happen. So that's why I'm asking that, okay, for someone, if we're sensitive or emotionally intelligent enough to discern or see that this person has been through a lot, how can we better help such people?
In a practical way.
Yeah, practical way.
If I'm coming to you now
and you sense that
you've been through a lot,
he has gone through a lot.
The
That's
first thing I can do to help you is, guy, you need therapy. You need to heal. You need to heal, because that was what I told that guy. You need therapy. I say you need to offload.
Will most people feel comfortable hearing? Particularly in Nigeria, would they say therapy? I tell you, say I know where. Madam, which you talk?
No, that is because when you hear therapy, they think of my mental health and all this. Yeah, because you have a lot of things you have bottled up. You need to empty your bag. We all have this invisible bag. We've been carrying.
We all have this invisible bag.
Yes, we've been carrying from childhood with so much inside. So if I really love you and I'm coming to you and I've discovered that you've been through a lot, the first thing I would do if I love you is you need to see a therapist or a counselor. You need somebody to help you, so that you need to heal, recover. When we talk about recovery, you're not going to forget that, but you are able to pull yourself away from the pain.
You are able to pull yourself away from the pain.
So when you remember that thing, you are no longer hurting. Then you say you have recovered. Recovery does not erase the memory of what you went through.
It does not deny the reality of that experience.
No, but it's going to bring you to a point where you remember it, but you are no longer hurting. You've only learned. So what I will do to better that person is help that person go through counseling or therapy, so that she can empty her bag. Then she can now approach me on a clean slate. Okay,
let me paint a practical picture now. For instance, let's say it's a church environment or setting, and maybe a sister comes around and you're trying to have a program, maybe a women's program or something, and the young lady comes around. She looks good. She looks very innocent, but whenever you show her love, extend a hand of love to say, come and join our meeting. We're planning women's convention or whatever the program is, and the person saying, no, I'm sorry, I have other commitments and blah blah blah. Like you sense that this person she's shying away. Is it practical to say, sister, come, you need therapy?
No. you can't just tell someone. There must be a level of relationship and trust. Yes, there must be a level of relationship. If I tell you, guy, you need therapy, go tell you, say, you sure, say you correct. You will tell you where you will go. So what you see it like in church, you were saying something earlier, say, come as you are. And they say your past is not relevant. Let me say it. For everyone who is intending to enter into a marital relationship or whatever serious relationship, the past is relevant.
Very
you got
relevant.
to know where he or she is coming from, because those are the things that will form the basis for every action you're going to be seeing. And that is why when people behave, I said, no, there's a reason for everything. Every action, there's a reason. Whether if it's infidelity or whatever it is, you need to ask questions. So when you ask people, what do you talk about? You are in a relationship, do you gist? Ask him. Growing up, what was growing up for you? How was it? Because that is where you're going to know where this guy or this lady is coming from. And then you'll be able to help.
So communication is key, basically.
It's very, very important. It's key. Open communication, yes.
Without any prejudice.
No. Open communication is key.
That's cool. Now, for someone who has been the victim, now I'm talking as a victim of toxic relationship, how can that person rebuild trust? Like after betrayal, after all the betrayal and all, like, okay, I see a lot of them on social media where it's, men has come. I will never love. I will never give my heart to any man again. Imagine this one. I was always going to his house to cook over the weekend. I will buy even clothes. I'll take him to the shopping mall. We'll buy clothes. I'm the one cooking food. Blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, he said his mother said he shouldn't marry me. you know. So like that's just one example. There are several instances out there. How can they rebuild trust? That when a genuine guy now comes forth, or a genuine lady comes forth, and is saying, look, I'm for real, I'm here to stay, I'm here to take you to the next level and not to jilt you. What should they do to, be healed and, regain that trust?
They need
or
to
rebuild
take
that
time.
trust rather.
They need to take time to heal. Oftentimes you hear time heals.
And what are those actions, practical actions or steps they can take?
Number one, they must reflect.
The reflection.
How did I get here?
Okay.
What did I do? You must reflect. Like I said, I'll say you audit your life. You need to check.
Auditing
How did
yourself.
I get here? You must reflect. Then you must set boundaries, clear boundaries. Clear boundaries.
Reflection, setting clear boundaries.
Then you must allow trust to rebuild gradually.
Then you allow trust to rebuild gradually.
It's a gradual thing. It doesn't happen like this. There was a relationship, the man was saying, but I said, I'm sorry now. Why they find her to forgive? I said she can forgive you, but she can't trust you like this. You need to allow that trust to be rebuilt. And it's a gradual thing.
So for someone who's not married now, and maybe ladies, maybe she's in her early 40s, and does she have the luxury of that time to be evaluating and to build that trust? Because I want us to be as practical as possible.
When you say time, there is no definition to how long.
And when you say any hits like 40 or almost 40, I mean, people are always scared and they don't want to waste too much time. If anybody comes promising love and appears to be,
they fall for it.
They
will just get their finger burnt the second time. So that brings me to talking about healing. We are talking about healing.
Yeah.
The person needs to heal. Oftentimes you hear time heal. Time doesn't heal. Time gives you time to heal.
Time doesn't heal. Time gives you opportunity to heal. All right.
And then if you are going to heal, you must be patient with yourself. You must be
patient.
Yes.
Is key. Let's take note of that. Okay. For us to experience healing, true genuine healing,
it takes time.
We need to be patient.
And then you must be intentional. Then you make up your mind, I want to heal. Nobody is going to do that for you. Even when you go to the hospitals, they treat you, they will tell you we care. In fact, the doctor was telling me that the last chapter in their medical book is faith. As in, after we've done all,
you need to go.
If they say a patient will die and the patient is saying, I'm not ready to die, I can bet you she's not going to die.
Yeah, I believe
so that willpower is there. So you need intentionality that I want to heal.
I want to stay alive.
I want to stay alive. I want to heal. Once you are ready to say that I want to be intentional about my self-care, what has happened. It's just like events of life. That is, we have what we call the F's, the E's in trauma, events of life. That events of life happen, you don't have control over it. But you have control over how you interpret that event. Which will now form the effect that event will have on you. So it has happened. It's beyond your control. So what interpretation are you giving the event? Which will now form whether you will benefit from it negatively or positively. So you need time, then patience with yourself. If you do a lot of reflection and you're sincere with yourself, you'll be able to heal. That this is what you'll be able to see, what have I done wrong? What did I not do? Where was I slack? How come I got to this point? If you're able to do that realistic evaluation. And you're sincere with yourself, you don't need eternity to heal. But if you are not ready to heal, you cannot heal. Nobody, no matter the therapy anybody gives you, it depends on you.
So that means there's first self-realization.
Yes.
That there's something wrong.
Wrong. That's the acknowledgement. That's the beginning of healing.
Acknowledgement.
You must acknowledge that there's a problem. And then this is how I got here. Now I want to be out of it.
I want to be out of it. I think a lot of people are stuck in the how I want to be out of it. I mean, it's not even there. They don't get to that point. It's just, what happened to me? Why is this happening to me? That's the question I hear most people ask. Why is this happening to me? And they are not moving to the next phase, which is the how can I get out of this?
Out of this, which is the healing phase.
The healing phase. True. All right, on to the next question, ma. Why is self-forgiveness important after breakups or after a toxic experience? either in marital or love relationship or in a sociocultural environment.
Self-forgiveness is key in your healing. What it's going to do for you, it will help you to release guilt and blame.
Self-forgiveness will help us release guilt and blame. Self-blame,
yes. And it will also encourage emotional healing. And then it will help your personal growth. If people forgive you and you don't forgive yourself, it's killing. Because this is personal battle now. So you need to forgive yourself. When you forgive yourself, you release the guilt, you release the blame. No, okay, fine. Sometimes when you see someone who is abused, they get to a point where they are taking blame for being abused. That, okay, I'm the reason why he's always abusing me.
In short, that speaks to the Stockholm syndrome. There's a concept of Stockholm syndrome that people who have been so abused and they are so used to that abuse that they don't see anything wrong in that abuse.
We now call it trauma pleasuring.
Oh, it's called trauma pleasuring.
Yes, they are there and you're just wondering, why is this person enjoying this thing?
Why is he attached to this person that is frustrating your life and is manipulating you?
So self-forgiveness will help you to release that guilt, that blame. It will encourage your emotional healing and then personal growth. Forgive yourself. When you forgive yourself, you're growing. You're not killing yourself for it and all that. I remember a case when we were in school. A young lady did something, and you know how it is in fellowship. God, I'm sorry, I've done this, and God has forgiven you, but you refuse to forgive yourself, and you're carrying that guilt. And she was just wearing away like that because she felt God has not forgiven her. God doesn't need to come down and announce it that I forgive. He said, just if you confess and repent. So self-forgiveness is very key in our healing process. Yes.
All right. I watched a documentary, like they were trying to educate people on how to identify fake currencies. And the question is usually like, okay, how do you know that this currency is fake?
It's fake.
It's not the real deal. So would you go about going across the world looking for fake currencies to teach someone how to recognize? Normally that's the lay of thought process that, okay, that's how maybe they will look for stacks of 100 pieces of fake $1 note to identify. No. And the person now said that what they don't go that route. That what they do is they just focus on teaching people how to identify what the real original is.
That is it.
So once you know what the original looks like, if you are presented with a fake, no matter the modification, you will know that this thing is fake and it's not. So how do you recognize healthy love? How do we recognize? What are the patterns to look out for in recognizing healthy love?
Number one, there must be mutual respect.
Okay.
Mutual respect.
That's in recognizing. The question is, how do you recognize that, okay, this relationship?
Yes.
So that the relationship must project
mutual respect. There must be honesty. And there must be support. It's not one-sided. If it's one-sided, to become parasitic.
And what if it's in the context of our African family culture, where once the person is your senior or elders cannot be wrong. In short, I see it on social media.
Elders cannot be wrong.
I see it online. People say, no, you don't correct elders. We don't correct the elders. Elders cannot be wrong. Blah, blah, blah. And you begin to ask, is that not a double standard? That someone who is, so what if the elder gets to that stage of dementia or just start becoming bitter and starts misbehaving? Does it mean we should just glide along and accept that toxicity?
When you see people talking that way, they are still carrying this tradition on their head. People who have not been able to.
But some of the people saying this online now, these are big men of God.
It doesn't matter. See, it just shows you the level of their vulnerability and the fact that they've not been able to divorce themselves from what is guiding them. Do you understand? Some are holding on to tradition that is even working against them, and they are yet to divorce themselves from it. One of the things you will look out for, there is open communication.
Okay.
For you to say open communication, and there is emotional safety. When you see all this, you can say, okay, this relationship is healthy. Once you cannot freely talk, where you're talking and you're being shut down. No, you should know it's a sign.
But it happens because I think in some cultures, without mentioning some cultures, like women are not allowed to And sure that maybe a spouse, maybe for instance, maybe I'm having conversation with some family friends. You know, they are family friends, oh. They are not just my guys, oh. You don't allow your wife talk. Your wife can't contribute.
It just shows you the kind of relationship that exists between them. It looks like a boss-servant relationship. She's not free. And sometimes even both of them are in the house and you want to talk and you are beginning to censor what you are saying because you don't want to hurt him. No, that's not it. It's a toxic relationship. You should be able to be vulnerable before yourself. Say things without feeling somebody condemning you, you know. You're emotionally safe. Okay,
so, but you know, there's a thin, I'm sure there's a thin line. At what point does it leave that line between be free to speak and when it starts becoming abusive, even from the, let's say, in the context of male and female now, at what level will you get to where it will be, this woman, you don't talk too much, oh. You don't miss Yano.
You know, when you talk of relationship, I am of the school that believe that husband and wife should be friends. Definitely. You should be gist partners. You should be able to yarn, you know, let's use that slang.
That's what personally I feel.
That's the way.
I feel that's marriage is like I used to tell most of my colleagues that, look, the marital experience is like someone you do bebo till you die with.
You know,
someone you do aproko with till you die.
I was telling a friend, I said, I don't want to marry somebody too older than me. Because I will be carrying this respect thing too much that that I will not be able to gist or play with. You know, so if there is a smooth rapport, you can. Some of the things, I was watching a skit and a chief, an Igbo chief married a young
Mazio Keke
decided to go out with this Gen Z girl, this small girl, and the girl was rubbing his head and calling him baby or say Amua. Hey, ho, chief, you are robbing.
Hey, ho, red cap.
In short, that was what happened. And the man was, and I was like, you've come down to her level. She's gonna play with you at her level. So I said, you didn't tell yourself you're marrying. You're not marrying our mama, Gen Z. As far as she's concerned, she's not looking at your age. She's relating. So what I want to say is, once you get to a point, he said, a woman is not free. That to talk to a particular level. Even when you talk, there is a way to talk what to talk. When you say freedom to talk, the fact that you have freedom to talk, freedom of expression, doesn't mean you just talk anyhow. You know, there is a way to talk what needs to be talked. So, but if your wife cannot have a comment, cannot contribute, you just show the outsiders that you have somebody that is not free with you.
Some people come out of that kind of relationship, for instance, now, and for some reason they still go back. Does it mean I've talked about an experience I had a long time ago with someone, a friend, who the boy, whenever they are fighting, the boy will beat her from her, beat her from inside the company to the streets. And you see this girl after crying again. You see tell her, she still come back and tell her that we've settled. And are you alright? Settle what? I don't understand. Someone why do they keep going back to that?
Emotional dependency.
Okay, yeah. That's
emotional dependency. And then sometimes they just feel this person will change. It will change. You know, like I said, get to a point and abuse feels, and the reason this thing is happening. It will change. And some of them,
my mother used to tell me that I'm stubborn. Maybe now that stubbornness now they affect me now.
Maybe, and then the things start coming. And so many of them are hoping the person will change, and some of them have died hoping. They died with their hope like this. So they go back. Emotional dependency. You know, where you just feel, I'm not enough, I need somebody. Once you have that thing that you can tell yourself, see, the way God has created me, I am the image of God, right? I have the abilities of God. I can do what God can do. I'm self-enough with God.
Yeah, some of these people know the scripture. Look at the lady, may her soul rest in peace. The Ekweme lady.
Oh, yeah.
Osinachi. I mean, later hearing about all the abuses she went through, the experiences of being beaten
in front of the
kicked in the chest, and all those things normally
and threatening the kids not to talk. They don't want their mother to die.
You know, so I've seen that. Why would someone just remain with the hopes that, okay, was she hoping that the guy would change? Because till date I'm still confused.
We were talking with some people and I said maybe she was just feeling if she walk out of that marriage,
Where
will they
would
invite me again? Will people see me? You know, it's this climb where we are that affects people. You just feel
maybe you are no longer.
Maybe if you are no longer married, will people see me as a serious Christian again? You know, that kind of mindset. Because I don't understand why she herself, even when her twin sister almost want to, she beg her, don't say.
But does it is it a reflection of a more critical issue and problem? Is it a reflection of a more critical issue and problem, which is this the church mindset of, say, once someone is divorced, the person cannot be a minister again.
I think it's our, especially in Nigeria. Let me say maybe in Nigeria context. They see once somebody is divorced, there are some churches they will tell you can't be a worker. And the person is dying. There was a movie I watched where by Mount Zion, where a lady was the women leader. But she was going through abuse. The man was beating her and all that. One day, somebody in her junior worker who noticed advised her. The pastor said, if you walk out of this marriage, you can no longer be a worker in the church. And she wants to serve God. So because of not losing her post in church, and she still wants to be going to church, she was enduring. So one day the guy was telling the pastor, say, Pastor, you are the one. I'm sure when she died, you will come and conduct her funeral. And as if he prophesied, the man ended up beating her. She died.
Wow.
And the same pastor came, our sister, she's a woman leader. And I was like, what nonsense. She could have been saved. So you make people believe once you are no longer married, you can't serve God. Are you God? God will still want us to be here to do what he has created us for. Like he said in Isaiah, he said, I created the people for my purpose, for myself, to show my praise. God is not interested in you dying before time. And like I used to say, marriage has sent some people to hell.
Marriage has sent some people to hell.
Yes. And some people will miss heaven because of who they are married to. And it's not as if it's the factor. Once God is okay with you, what joy will God derive in you dying? Do you understand?
What joy will God
derive in you dying an abusive marriage without fulfilling purpose?
Wow.
So it's because of the mindset of our people, the church today, that once the person is a divorcee, he can no longer minister well. I remember one of these popular artists that is late now that suffered such a thing when he had a broken relationship. They stopped inviting him. They even said there was one they've invited, they turned down the invitation. It's just like a soldier wounded and you stab the soldier. No.
So what can we do? What can we do to correct this
I think we should just stop playing the role of God.
We should just
stop playing the role of God in people's life. Sometimes someone has made his way right with God and God has forgiven. Okay, take for instance a gangster guy who had tattoo head to toe and now he's born again. He can't remove the tattoo. And he comes to the church. What do you think people will say?
Of course, they will look down on him.
But this guy is totally 100% plus for God.
Word driven,
Holy Spirit filled, and is ministering. But because of the magnitude of what he has done, he can't just erase them. And then he comes to the church, comes to our African church. I'm sure they will tell protocol to hold him somewhere.
Wow.
Because we are playing the role of God.
So we should stop playing the role of God.
Let's just be a channel of love. Show people love. Show them what is right.
Let us be a channel of love.
Show love. And let God do the conviction.
Wow. Let God do the conviction.
Yes.
Let's not play the role of God.
Of God, the people. Yes. So if, I'm sure one of the things, because I want to believe, she just felt if maybe her marriage is broken, they may not invite her again. That's in her mind. I want to believe. She's late now. She's gone. We have not gone to the point where we see people beyond what has befallen them. Someone has fallen. Even the Bible says we should help them to come up, not push them back into the mud. Who says a divorcee cannot serve God?
I mean, no. I've seen.
You understand?
I've had this conversation with different people. I don't know. Once, a minister of God has to be a husband of one wife, blah blah blah, or a wife of husband.
So you can see the reason why so many of them are in it. They are still in that toxic and abusive relationship because of what people. I see them wear and people wear uniform, but they don't even talk together.
The one that surprised me was someone I used to know then. Very close. When she told me what they were going through in their relationship for a couple over a year. In short, they are two, when I finished from last week, then there's another one again that was mostly recent. These were ministers, top ministers.
Can you imagine?
And the lady called us and she was complaining because they just quarreled that morning, so they wanted us to just come and like to report blah blah blah, you know. So when we started hearing the other party's story, upon all he does, he's been giving money, supporting, even borrowing family, blah 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 blah. For over a year, he has not uncovered his wife. So you start seeing that there are so many underlying issues that, you know, that
people are just covering up because of what people say.
And he was remaining in that. He was he was faithful, doing all he has to, because he's a big pastor.
He has a name to protect.
Yes.
And
the
some
denomination
are also because of their children.
That's a point.
Yes.
This one was even, you know, like the denomination is in, they must not hear. So he was there for years, like 2-3 years thereabout, just enduring, and nothing was happening. There was no consummation of relationship, nothing happening.
So what if he dies in that case? Then you now say, oh, he's going to be with the Lord.
Lord.
How sure are you he's being with the Lord? So let people not die. You know, I tell people, if it's abusive, it is toxic, why not give yourself a break and let the other person reset? I'm not asking people to go and divorce, but you can get a separation for a while. Maybe that person too is going through something, and then they can be a comeback much stronger.
But separation or divorce should not even be a condemned notice.
No.
To people that, okay, you can't serve.
You were asking. Someone was telling me, said, I stayed in an abusive relationship because when I was getting married, they told me, your room is no longer here, or you have gone, you are now married, you cannot come back. And she said she was in that abusive relationship for 40 years. 40 years? 40 good years. I think I posted something one day, and the person said, this is for me. I have been in this for 40 years. He said, and when he said, the daughter now asked, Mommy, why did you stay? He said, because family told me, now that you are married, you can't come back. And I stayed because of the children. So people stay in there. You need to check why. I know a woman, she said, if I go, my child will be abused. So I have to stay.
Wow.
And some don't even survive it.
Okay, before we round up, what habits accelerate emotional recovery? What habits would make it easier for someone quickly, not just easier, but quickly for someone to recover emotionally?
Number one is self-care.
Self-care?
That's self-love.
Self-love.
Doing things that make you happy. Doing things that make you love yourself. Then get supportive friendship.
Get supportive friendships. That's a support system, a community.
Yes.
The role of community is key.
Yeah. And then reflection. You need to do a lot of reflection. Thinking it over to check how did I get here? Why am I here? That's one of the things. Then also, it's focus more on personal goals and personal growth. Put your energy on your goals for life and personal development. Those are the things that will help you to recover fast.
Okay, on a final note, how can someone prepare for a healthier future relationship? Having been through all this and you recovered and blah, blah, what can I do to prepare for hoping that I will get healthier relationship in the future? What can I do? What can be done?
Build a very strong self-esteem. Very strong self-esteem. Yeah, to the point where yes, I am strong, I'm enough by myself. Then you must
I am strong, I am enough by myself.
Yes. And then emotional awareness. You must be able to build emotional awareness to the point where you can recognize, understand, and manage your emotions, and also understand and respond to other people's emotions appropriately. Yes. Then you learn how to communicate and set boundaries.
How to communicate and set boundaries.
Healthy communication and set boundaries. If you're able to put this in place, anybody coming, don't just I love you and then you are okay. Ask questions. I was telling the other couple, the guy, I said, now you've been hurt. Anybody coming now, please ask questions. Don't assume you know.
Presumption is dangerous.
No, I'm telling you, just ask any question you think you need to ask. All you've picked from this past one, you have questionnaire. So ask.
Wow.
And then set boundaries.
Ask questions, set boundaries.
Yes, so.
All right. Thank you very much for another explosive experience. It's a good. I hope you guys were writing down all these points. And thank you very much. Mr. Abiola. Thank you. It's great having you here. And I hope you join us again same time on another episode where we would look into issues bordering on emotional intelligence and mind. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
All right. So don't forget to follow her on our social media. Social media are going to be showing on the screen. And she's a professional counselor. I hope you guys know that. So if you're having issues and you want someone to talk to, me, I can't talk to you. I don't have time. She can talk to you. So you can reach out on our social media.
Yes, and, I'm available.
She's available to talk to you. All right. So till I see you same time on this channel, God bless you and stay upwards.
Bye.
Bye.